I think I might be able to help some other people out, or at least just maybe open up or create some ideas for other people because of some of the experiences that I've had. And what the beautiful part about each of us individually is we all have our own experiences nobody else in the world has had. There's a lot of similarities and things like that. But what I really appreciate is being able to share what it is that I've gone through and the journeys that I've gone. So the reason I wrote this book was because I kept getting a lot of the same questions asked of me. And I finally thought, I should just write a book and I should just answer all these questions that I continually get asked. And I've been doing this now 16 years. So I've really learned a lot about the hiring process and creating a really positive culture and how important it is to have systems and processes within your business. As a matter of fact, those are the three different parts to this book. That's the main reason that I wrote the book, with the hopes that for all the people that ask me the questions, maybe someone else doesn't even know to ask that question, but it might help them out and benefit them. Because we all know if I've been there and done that and went through the trenches and worked hard doing something that someone else is now maybe just getting into, or they are blocked and can't seem to overcome that, maybe gift of reading an excerpt from the book can help them overcome that challenge. I know it's time for me. And believe you me, I was homeless at a point in time, terrible credit rating. I didn't have anything, nothing, but I had to figure out a way to build it up so I could take care of myself in my own backyard. Then once you build up a little bit, you take care of your own self. The reason I say quit repeating yourself is stop doing the things that are not your best work. Stop doing the wrong things and focus on doing what's your best work. And what that means is a lot of people repeat themselves every single day. For me, one of my biggest repeaters that I quit, and thankfully so, was checking my email. I spent 90 days, I remember I measured it, about 90 minutes a day on email. There's studies of the average person spending more time than that on email. For me, I thought that was a lot, but that's 90 minutes. I spend about 10 minutes a day on email now because I've delegated that task. I've stopped repeating myself. Do you realize how much time that saved me in a year? 2.5 months, 2.5 months of time I've now found for myself. And I take full advantage of that. If you don't nail a culture and surround yourselves with people that are fighting to attack this vision together, the reason why I'm so focused on having a positive culture versus a very toxic culture, or a culture that's indifferent, is the very simple thing that I realized in the very first part of 2020. I got a call on about January 3rd. My mom had been admitted to the hospital. Okay, she wasn't doing very good health-wise. She's in California. I'm in Missouri. And so I went out to see her, and she couldn't breathe very well, and she was having a tough time. And I literally found out the morning, called my assistant, Raina, who's now our director of operations. I said, hey, my mom's sick. She just got put in the hospital. I got to go. And we had a ton of stuff on the docket. This was right before COVID. Like, things were going great. And she said, Jamie, this one always gets me. So she said, Jamie, don't worry about it. We got your back. So I took off, just left. She canceled all my appointments. I flew out there. And as soon as I landed, my mind was going crazy. But as soon as I landed, I was like, okay, wow, shoot, there's no one running the company right now. So I pulled over on my way to the hospital after I got the rental car. And I said, hey, Raina, she said, don't worry about it, Jamie. I'll handle this stuff. Now, here's the kicker. I spent about 3 weeks there, and I thought, oh, my mom had open heart surgery. She's going to get better. So I stayed through the surgery and then stayed a couple of days after. I said, Mom, I got to get back to work. She said, I know, I get it. I get it. When she's on a breather and all this stuff, so it was very hard for her to breathe. So it was a pretty emotional time for me. So I pick up, head back, and come back to work here. The next day I get a call from her doctor saying, hey, when are you coming back? I said, oh, I figured I'd come back in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Just got to get started. He goes, you might want to come back sooner. And I was like, what? He didn't say anything. I go, is she dying? She said, you might want to come back sooner. He wouldn't answer the question. So I'm like, oh, great. So I said, Raina, I just got the worst call from the doctor. I got to go. She said, don't worry. I got your back again. And I'm like, and this time I wanted to bring my wife out because at this point I'm pretty scared. I've known my mom my whole life, right? Like my best friend, like we got along really good. Went back out there. This is now middle of February, end of February. And thank the Lord I went back, had a visit the night before she passed. I finally get back around the second week of March. And my company was doing better now after me being through all of that chaos. Almost 2 months later, we had more clients. The company was running effectively. It didn't burn down. Everybody's happy. Everybody's still working hard. Everybody just went and they did work for other people. That is an incredible culture. And that is something that I wished everybody could experience. This is pretty easy concept, but it is time. It does take some time to complete this. We have all of our tasks documented for every single task we have in our companies, including writing a book now. I actually documented how to write a book during the time of me going through that process. So we actually document and have the what ifs, yes, no for every single thing. And then we finish off every single task with an identifiable signal. I get to go around and talk about my book. I get to spend time with my wife. I get to do the things that I love and I thrive. And when I get calls from clients that say, thank you for helping me get my time back, that means the world. This is why I do what I do. I thought at first when I did, I was doing it for the money, but it's not true. It is not true. It's to affect people's lives, the ripple effect. So if you can have that passion, it'll take you through the difficult times so that you realize, hey, I'm going to reward myself on the other end of this thing because of what this is. That's why you have that vision.